Tenerife, 1977. 583 people are about to die because of a misunderstanding. It is the deadliest aviation accident in history. It does not happen in a storm. It does not happen because of a mechanical failure. It does not happen because of a design flaw or a manufacturing defect. It happens because one pilot thinks he has permission to take off when he does not. The day begins normally enough. A bomb explodes at Gran Canaria Airport on the Spanish mainland, forcing dozens of flights to divert to Los Rodeos, a smaller regional airport on the island of Tenerife that is not designed to handle this volume of traffic. Planes are parked everywhere. The taxiways are so congested that aircraft have to use the main runway to taxi to their takeoff positions. Two Boeing 747s end up on the same runway simultaneously. KLM Flight 4805 is at one end of the runway. Pan Am Flight 1736 is taxiing along the runway toward its exit. Dense fog reduces visibility to almost zero. Neither aircraft can see the other. Air traffic control cannot see either of them. KLM Captain Jacob van Zanten is one of the most experienced and respected pilots in the world. He is KLM's chief flight instructor. His face appears in KLM advertising campaigns. He has been sitting on the ground for hours due to the diversion and is acutely aware of crew duty time limits that will force him to cancel the flight entirely if he does not depart soon. He begins his takeoff roll without receiving explicit clearance from air traffic control. His first officer notices something is wrong. He says, "Wait, we do not have ATC clearance." Van Zanten does not stop. At the other end of the runway, the Pan Am crew hears the KLM transmission and realizes with horror what is happening. They push their throttles to maximum, trying to turn off the runway. They are not fast enough. The KLM 747 hits the Pan Am 747 at full takeoff speed. The impact is catastrophic. Both aircraft are destroyed instantly. Fire engulfs the wreckage within seconds. 583 people die. 61 survive, all from the Pan Am aircraft. Nobody survives from the KLM flight. The investigation concludes that Captain Van Zanten initiated takeoff without clearance. A combination of radio communication overlap, dense fog, time pressure, and the captain's unquestioned authority in the cockpit created conditions where nobody felt able to stop him. The deadliest aviation accident in history. One pilot who didn't wait. Japan Airlines. Flight 123. 520 people die because a repair crew used the wrong number of rivets. 7 years before this flight, Japan Airlines Flight 123 suffers a tail strike during landing. The tail of the aircraft makes contact with the runway on approach. The damage is repaired by a Boeing maintenance crew. The repair is done incorrectly. Instead of using a single continuous doubler plate to reinforce the damaged pressure bulkhead, the crew uses two separate plates joined together with a single row of rivets where there should be two rows. The repair passes inspection. The aircraft returns to service. For 7 years, this incorrect repair holds. On August 12, 1985, the aircraft takes off from Tokyo, bound for Osaka, with 524 people on board. 12 minutes into the flight, the weakened bulkhead fails catastrophically. The explosive decompression destroys the vertical stabilizer and severs all 4 hydraulic lines simultaneously. The crew has no control over the aircraft. For the next 32 minutes, Captain Masami Takahashi and his crew fight desperately to control a 747 using only engine thrust. They manage to keep the aircraft flying for half an hour with no hydraulics. An almost impossible feat of airmanship. They cannot prevent the inevitable. The aircraft crashes into Mount Takamagahara at 6:56 p.m. 520 people die. 4 survive. All women, all seated in the rear of the aircraft. Rescue teams do not reach the remote crash site until the following morning. Survivors later report hearing voices in the wreckage during the night that gradually went silent before help arrived. The investigation traces everything back to that repair 7 years earlier. 2 plates instead of 1. 1 row of rivets instead of 2. 520 people.